All right. Well, hello and welcome back to the Healthy Living series brought to you by North Kansas City Hospital and Meritas Health. I'm Jacqueline Sloan, Community Education Coordinator for Community Health and Wellness. As a part of the Healthy Living series, we will be discussing mental health and fitness. And just want to thank you all for joining us today. Now, before we begin this presentation, I'd like to go over a few housekeeping notes. This presentation is being recorded. To ensure a quality program, please remain muted. Questions can be asked throughout the presentation through the Q&A function, and we will go over those at the end of the presentation. To begin, let's take a look at a few objectives. For today's plan, we'll begin by defining what it means to have a sound mind, body, and spirit. Next, we will discuss the mind's ability to influence our health and what physical activity does for our mental health. The third objective will be the added benefits of exercise and what that has on the brain, and what tools are available to help you stay on track. Lastly, we'll conclude this presentation with a few takeaways along with a few questions and answers. First, let's look at mental health. So by definition, mental health is the condition of being sound mentally and emotionally, and is characterized by the absence of mental illness and by adequate adjustment, especially as reflected in feeling comfortable about oneself, positive feelings about others, and the ability to meet the demands of daily life. The first objective is typically easier said than done. So let's start by breaking it down and acknowledging that we are all here for one of many important reasons, and that is to stay or improve our mental fitness and physical fitness level. Now, for some, that could mean that you are here to gain some insight on some activities that will help improve your physical fitness, or this could be an opportunity to set some time aside and brainstorm some physical goals that you know would help to improve your overall health and mental fitness. So let's define what health means. By definition, health is the condition of being sound in mind, body, or spirit. Now notice that we have a depiction of someone balancing plates and showing definite signs that this balancing act is one that can be difficult to maintain. Meanwhile, we see that the other person on the right-hand side is demonstrating sure signs of focus and balance. Now, though this is just an example of what daily life can sometimes look like, I think it's a great example of what physical fitness can do for the mind. And I'd also like to go over some of the benefits of daily physical activity. And one to note is the reduction of symptoms like related to depression and anxiety. Physical activity also helps to boost your mood, your energy level, and it also improves your memory. It improves sleep and the body's ability to rest or have a restful night's sleep, which is imperative for the body's ability to recover from a hard day's work. Now, keeping all that in mind, and that the brain also has the ability to influence our health. And as you see here, good health and strength can be achieved through exercise. Now I'm just going to go back to this really quick as we see, these folks are laughing. They've come to the finish line. We do know that now, definitely by incorporating physical fitness into a daily routine, this can ultimately have a great impact on our mental health. We know that good health and strength, again, can be achieved through exercise. Let's take a look at the long-term benefits of physical activity, which will include the reduction of symptoms related to, again, depression and anxiety. It also shows physical signs of reduction of high blood pressure. It reduces the risk of type 2 diabetes, heart attack, stroke, and several forms of cancer. It reduces arthritis pain and associated disabilities, and also reduces the risk for osteoporosis and falling. Now, when we're thinking about some of the activities that we can do without a gym or fitness facilities, sometimes we can think a little outside the box, and I think it's also important to make it fun. So some activities you might want to consider are something similar to like taking a walk around the neighborhood. I know I like to take my dog for a walk, and I know he enjoys it as well. A few other examples to consider would involve something like gardening or going for a bike ride. And I know that we have, there's a lot out there that would that you can get into if you do want to just as far as getting involved with maybe a gym or a social event. I know that there are a lot of hikers out there and a lot of walkers or joggers. So if you're into running or hiking or even rollerblading or ice skating, I know that those are very accessible in the Kansas City Midwest area. So a lot of people, how can I get started on something like this? What's some of the first steps that I can take? And I think it's important to, consider the weather and things like that. But it's also important to start making this part of maybe a routine. So by incorporating movement throughout your day, ideally you want to get maybe 30 minutes in most days of some physical activity. And if 30 minutes seems a little intimidating, then you can just break it up. You can break it up into 10 minutes, 3 times a day. You can break that down, maybe a 10-minute walk outside, or if you have a treadmill at home, you can hop on that. And also there's a lot of yoga folks that I do know. So incorporating maybe some yoga into your routine is also a great way to start getting active or to continue to be. And just some of the resources that are out there, if you're at home, you can hop on the web and look up YouTube workouts. And just an example, again, would be maybe a short walk outside, and which would really help to boost your mood. So another thing to consider would be maybe coming up with some physical goals, and how we've broken that down as we've kind of gathered it into what we like to call a SMART goal. So having a SMART goal, I feel, is very important for those who are looking to stay mentally fit, physically fit, but I do think it's important to set some goals for yourself. So the acronym SMART, S-M-A-R-T, this is definitely one that will help you to be successful. So we want to start with the S. We want to make this specific or significant. So with that being said, you want to make sure your goal identifies exactly what you want to achieve. And moving on to the M, we want this goal to be measurable or meaningful. So you can put a number to it. Instead of saying that you want to walk every day, put down how many miles you want to walk a day, or how many miles you want to achieve in a week. I think that that would be more meaningful, more so than just saying, I want to go outside and walk today. I think it's important to, make that measurable for yourself. The third letter on here is the A, which is also attainable or action oriented. With this attainable topic in mind, your goal should start with a verb such as run, walk, write, or ride. An example of an action-oriented goal is walk 2 miles 4 times a week, or write down the food I eat after every meal. The fourth letter on this slide is relevant, or you can also consider this to be something that is rewarding. So an example, by setting this goal, this can help you get to where you want to be. It being relevant, you want to make sure maybe to step slightly outside of your comfort zone, but not too far. This will help you think bigger while keeping it achievable. And the last letter on here is T for time bound. So set a completion date for your goal, and this will help you actually do the goal. A goal without a date is simply just a dream. So take some time, maybe write these down and focus on it being a SMART goal. And again, a goal without a date is just a dream. Now, some of the key takeaways from this presentation, if you're wanting to set some goals or just boost your energy, I think it's important to think about what physical activity does to help our mental health. Whether you're looking for the physical side of things, whether you want to improve your flexibility, your endurance, your strength, those are physical goals. But if we're looking to improve our energy levels, maybe our productivity, or cognitive function, and just how we process everything happening around us in daily life, I think it's important to maybe write down some physical goals that would help you achieve, a boost in your energy. So as far as the key takeaways go, I wish you all good luck. And if you guys have any questions, I will open it up for a little Q&A session, and I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.